I'm Melissa Chandler, and welcome to After the Unthinkable, a podcast where I share what it's like to survive the things you think you can't survive and how to move forward one step at a time. So, today I want to talk about something hopeful, and I like to call it the good minutes. Because here is something I have learned that genuinely changed how I move through each day. Even in the hardest moments, even when you are grieving something enormous, there are good minutes scattered all throughout your day. And most of us walk right past them without noticing. I know I did for a long time. Because when you're going through something hard, your brain naturally scans for what is wrong. And it's trying to protect you. It's looking for the next threat or the next problem or the next thing that you need to brace for. And I mean, that's normal. That's human. But it means that you can go through an entire day full of small, good moments and not even register a single one of them. And it's because your attention is pointed the other way. It's pointed on the scary or the negative or the worries. And so you just miss the positive, good moments that are just right in front of you. So, and I know that I was guilty of doing that for a while. I was going through a really difficult stretch, and I just every day just felt I felt like there was clay on my feet, and I was just walking, and it was just hard to even get to the next thing. So I started doing something simple. I started catching the good minutes on purpose. For an example, the first sip of coffee in the morning that tastes exactly right can take me from feeling awful to, okay, all right, we can do this day. Or a song that I love coming on in the car. Or even small things, like really tiny things, like a stranger holding a door open and smiling at me. Or the lady down at 7-Eleven that's always so cheerful. I don't know how she's so cheerful, but she is. Or even things like the specific way the light comes through the window in the afternoon. I actually, when I was about 22, I had an afternoon. It was just a regular afternoon, and my daughter was sleeping, taking a nap. She was little. She was a baby. I remember laying down beside her in this little bitty apartment that I lived in. And that day, though, I had the windows open and the breeze just came right through the window and the curtains blew just a little bit. And all these years later, 24 years later, I still sometimes long for that moment because that particular moment felt so good to me and I've never forgotten it. And so it's wild how little tiny things, just pay attention, just let yourself pay attention. It can really make a huge difference. So, or even I have a friend that texts me funny stuff sometimes. So like a text from someone that makes me laugh, I really can just really get into it and enjoy that moment. Or for me, putting my feet up at the end of a long day. I mean, none of these are big. None of them fixes anything. But when I started actually noticing them, like catching them, like little coins as they went by, like a video game, like just catching them and grabbing them, I realized that my days were not as empty of good as my grief had been telling me. My grief had been convincing me, doom and gloom, whatever. But each day was not actually as empty as I felt like it was for a long time. So here's why this matters. And if you've been listening to me at all, you know that I am not a fan of forced positivity, toxic positivity, anything like that. But this is not just positive thinking. Your grief is real and it's not going anywhere on command. And I'm not asking you to pretend to be happy or to slap a smile on something that hurts. I'm not a fan of that. Don't do it. Don't like it. I don't like it when other people do it. It's not good because it never works and I would never tell you to do it. But joy and grief are not opposites that cancel each other out. They live side by side. That's what I've learned. You can be genuinely heartbroken and still have a good moment. In fact, learning to notice the good minutes while you're grieving is one of the ways that you survive the grief. When I went through my divorce, it was the most devastating time. I had so many emotions. It was I can't even put into words how much pain I have felt since that. And it knocked me down in a way that I honestly didn't know if I was going to come back. I did not know, and no one who was close to me really, really knew how much pain I was in or how devastated I was. No one No one really knew. And it was awful. So that's actually when I started like grabbing onto these little moments, and I treated them like little rest stops, like little breaths, little reminders that life is still handing you things worth having, even now, even after whatever you've gone through. And here's the thing, the good minutes were always there. I just wasn't counting them, and they were just passing me by. So the day I started counting them, my life didn't actually change, but my experience day to day did change. And it has been amazingly healing and helpful for me. So, excuse me. Here is my challenge for you today, just for today. Catch 3 good minutes. That's all. 3. You do not have to write them down, although you can. I write lots of stuff down. You just have to notice them as they happen and let yourself actually feel them for a second. Like, that was a good minute. There's one. That's your first one. The coffee, the song, a laugh, a warm shower, your dog or cat that curls up next to you. Maybe even like, this is big for me. When I have something I need to do and I'm absolutely dreading it, I feel so good when I get it finished. Like, I feel so good. So that could be one of your minutes. So just 3 good minutes today. And I promise you, they are in your day, even today. No matter what you're doing, where you are, what's going on, there are 3 good minutes in your day. Even today, even if today is hard. They are hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to look. So you are allowed to have good minutes, even when you're going through something hard. Noticing them is not betraying your grief or your hardship. It is how you keep your head above water. So catch 3 today and see what happens. As always, thank you so much for listening to After the Unthinkable. I will be back soon with another episode, but until then, keep going. You are stronger than you think.